Hello, everyone. Welcome to Covering All Bases. Is Aaron?
I'm TJ.
All right. So I'm gonna get into my Packers right off the bat this time. Jordan Love, 4-year, $220 million deal with a $75 million bonus on the extension. Feel great. I feel amazing. It's finally done. I don't have to hear about it anymore. We have our franchise quarterback. I don't care what anyone says.
You'll better hope he's a god. You better hope he's a god.
He, we paid a lot. I will say we paid a lot of money for him. Um, I have faith in him though. The way he played that second half of that season and going into the playoffs as well, he played perfect, perfect. Oh my God. Especially after week 7, which was the rough games prior to week 7. A couple of them were pretty decent games, like the Bears game, which is always a great game for us. But um, a lot of the play calling I want to dive into with Jordan Love. I was going over a documentary last night on Jordan Love, just like a fan made one, and um, just highlighting a lot of the bashing on Jordan Love, and from the media, especially from like Skip and all those high, that you've seen that just create the most awful takes on some of the players in the NFL and other sports around, and they're always wrong or they're like 90% wrong. Um, and a lot of them were right with how some of the play calling was with him. It seemed like they were not as trustful in Jordan Love that first half of the season with some of the safe play calling on, especially a lot of the screen passes. That pissed me off more than anything in the first half of that season with Jordan Love. Um, and a lot of the not being able to have Jordan Love air it downfield like he was during that. I hate to bring this up again with you, but the Dallas Cowboy game, the way the
It's
way
okay.
he was airing it
It's
out
okay.
there and all of that, it just shows how much more they trusted him now, especially in LaFleur and the coordinators. And I'm just hoping that the season is around the same as what we saw second half season, and that Jordan Love will have more of that showing out, and then it'll prove those guys wrong that have been hating on this contract. I've seen so many people hate it. I get why. It's a lot of money. It's a big commitment to a guy that had one good season in his first real starting season. But I think it was just enough to be able to really gain that trust from the front office, and enough to give him that deal and put that trust in him, especially with our young wide receiver core and whole team as a whole, really. Um, I can't wait for this guy. He's going to be amazing. He had the best playoff game I have ever seen as a Packer fan in those 2 games. He read the defenses amazing. I will never see, even Rodgers, I have never seen him read a defense more than Love was. And yeah, I just wanted to go over that. Love was perfect. I love that we got this deal done. And
No
like you
pun
said,
intended.
like you said, I'm hoping to God this isn't the like worst decision that we've ever made, but I have a lot of trust in him. And then also going over some more Packers coverage. The training camp, Love is finally in training camp now. A lot of the showouts today. King, no, not the Kevin King that gave us PTSD for that one year we should have made the Super Bowl. A different King, uh, same position at corner. I think it was Javon King. He had a pick six today against Love in his training camp. So kind of sucks to see, but it's good to see at the same time. We have Javon Bullard. He's been in the talks with LaFleur on how much he's really shined in the training camp, as well as AJ Dillon. LaFleur again is showing love to him and saying how this is probably the best he's seen AJ Dillon in training camp and as a whole. Um, the whole wide receiver core I have heard has been amazing. We've had Christian Watson with a lot of big time deep field throws and catches for touchdowns. I've seen or heard Reed has been doing amazing as well. Dobbs, of course, has been doing amazing. Um, and then Tucker Kraft as well, I've heard has been doing amazing for the Packers training. And so it looks like the team as a whole, especially defense as well. I heard Xavier McKinney was tipping some of the defensive adjustments in one of the media coverages. And so LaFleur is going to have a little talk with him about releasing some of that private information. So, but yeah, I believe this team is going to go really deep into the next season, especially playoff time. I'm just happy to see the Packers are finally getting there. Um, I did hear that your CD was holding out for the Cowboys.
Not
Uh,
surprised. Honestly, not
yeah,
surprised. He's worth it, but we got to get this deal done.
yep. I
Honestly,
mean,
whatever it takes.
we could always do that Packer trade that was
Yeah,
proposed a couple months ago.
I'm good. I'm good.
And then I heard also your defensive end, I can't remember his name, got injured during training camp, what I saw.
Honestly, like I said a couple episodes ago, I'm not really into the Cowboys this year. I'm not really going to pay attention that much. I'll watch them, obviously, but we'll see how the season goes. I mean, I already know how it's going to go, but
Yeah.
we'll see, obviously, because you never know. But Jets are looking good though in the offseason. Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers have had that great connection already so far, and I'm excited. I'm excited for that. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie.
Yes.
Revamped Aaron Rodgers with Garrett Wilson as his number one. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Especially Braylon Allen in the backfield behind Brees Hall. This team's gonna be fun. It's going to be fun if honestly if they don't pull a jet. But
Yeah. I was about to say,
this team's gonna be fun.
I saw that video on Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers having that conversation on the sideline.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
A lot of people
little
were,
heated at first, but they made it. Obviously,
a
that's what
lot of
teammates
people
do.
were taking it overboard, but it was a man-to-man conversation on the
Yeah,
field, two players just having a disagreement, and then finally getting to that middle ground, and then being like, "Okay, I get it," and then
yeah.
they're up
It's
and they're
not
back.
like George Karlaftis, whatever you say his name, and Kadarius Toney. So just saying, like that seems dysfunctional. Not gonna lie, but
No,
I honestly thought Kadarius Toney was off the team. To be honest, I thought that was a video from last year when I first saw that, but we'll see.
we'll see how that goes.
Yeah,
You want to move into the crew then?
yeah, let's do it.
We got Churio today with a bomb. Good to see him actually hit another bomb. He's moving up in the rankings with that home run. Um, then this morning we got the news that Devin Williams was back. So he pitched tonight.
Yes.
He pitched, or this evening, I should say. He pitched in his 6-2 victory against the Marlins. It was a rough, very rough ninth inning, I'd say. But that was kind of expected with him being
Yeah.
out so long.
Yeah.
Pitched that inning, gave up a walk. I believe he gave up a hit too, and then a strikeout for the victory. So a little bit of a struggle there, but they got the victory. Didn't get a run off, so could be worse.
Yeah.
He did hit 97 miles an hour though on his fastball, I will say.
Wow.
So that was a bit of a okay to see Devin do
Yeah.
that, especially with the recent Trevor McGill going and throwing 101 on quite a few games.
Yeah. Seriously.
But we got Turang with back-to-back Gold Glove plays today and 2 hits on the day. He looked amazing today. I mean, the past couple games he's been a little rough, especially a lot of those games. He's had no hits in, or like one hit in the very late game situation. But Garrett today looked a lot better. He was 2 for 2 with a walk as well. much better to see him. I'm thinking he's probably going to get it rolling again. Hopefully, he's getting back into his groove. Hit one, I think, to the wall today. But it was a very rough series overall. Overall, we lost 2 of the 3 games. I'd say Freddie, he needs to be traded.
Yeah, I think it's time.
I hate to say it, but the past just he's been so inconsistent,
Yep. It's
and
literally every other start. It's good or bad,
it
good or
is.
bad. It's ridiculous. We cannot rely on this in the playoffs. There's no way
It's
he's going to be starting game one, giving up 6 runs in the first couple innings. There's no way I want him doing that.
and he just can't figure it out either. Like post game, post All Star break, he gets that one great game, and then he just does the same thing he's been doing the first half of the season. It's
Yep.
just, it's just, it sucks because we had such a good starting pitch group, and now it's very just
Hit or
dwindled.
miss.
Yeah, and now it's just hit or miss, and a lot of the players we're literally like just trying to survive in the starting pitching group. We've had a lot of good names that have been like showing out, but then Gasser gets injured. Like that's one of them that showed out for
Yeah.
us. But it's just we need to trade for him. We need to get someone good. The trade deadline is coming up. I've heard Scooball, Flattery were the 2 big names that could be traded in the starting pitching group that I would want. Definitely Scooball would be our number 1 to get.
Yeah, I definitely think Detroit should trade one or not both of them, to be honest. They're not doing anything this year again.
Which I don't think Scooball would be um, as big as a trade for them. They want to get rid of because Scooball he's having a Cy Young season for Christ's sake. I'm hoping Flattery can get traded to us. He's been really good this year, but again, it's just we got to give up a lot for it,
Yep.
and it'll be interesting to see, especially with the prospects that every team has been giving up this year. And I mean, other than that, we also have Gary Sanchez we could get rid of, or
And Jake Bowers.
Bowers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he had a really good game today, though. I will say he
Against
had a
the
really good game.
Marlins.
Yes, yes. It was against the pitcher that gave up like 4 straight hits, but
Best player ever.
you never know. But like I said, Tobias was one of the ones that showed out today, or with us for the past starting pitching group. But he pitched today with 4 innings, gave up 3 hits, 1 earned run, and a walk, and then 5 Ks. I don't know why we didn't pitch deeper with him. I didn't see the first half of the game, so but I don't know why we just didn't go a little deeper with him. I don't know if it was just because he had those couple hits late 4th inning or something, but um, not a bad game overall, I'd say. We
Well,
got Junk was DFA'd as well for Devin's spot in the lineup. Devin wasn't really that, or Junk wasn't really that amazing, I'd say. He had a five
kind of
five
junk, you know.
ERA. I mean, kind of junk.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was a rough outing for him as well. But we got Mears from the Colorado in a trade, so that was for 2 prospects with a 5.56 ERA this season. He has, but there was news that he was tipping pitches before the All Star break, and the past 12 games he's had a 1.8 ERA. So a much bigger jump, I'd say. He's had 57 Ks total this season in 41 games, and I'm hoping that it was just the tipping the pitches that was the problem with him, especially jumping from 5.56 ERA this season to the 1.8 ERA this past couple 12 games. Um, and I believe he's going to fit really well with us. The way I saw one of his interviews for I think today, it was he seemed very cool, calm, and collected. He seemed pretty chill. Didn't seem like he was trying to go out there and be some it's my game, but I think he's going to be really good for us. He looked really confident in his ability, I'd say. Other than that, we also have Yelich. He had the season-ending back injury, which it's still questionable and up in the air for him if he's going to go in the offseason and get surgery. I know he's going to do rehab, he said, and try and see if he'll return for the postseason, but it's looking like still it's kind of pushed under the radar and not really talked about. But he's still kind of trying to get back into the lineup, probably late season or postseason. But I don't think he's going to be able to come back.
I don't think so either.
And if anything, he should just stay out the season. I wouldn't even risk it, especially re-aggravating it or injuring it even worse than it should be.
Exactly.
Which is that's another thing that's just really sad because he had such a good season this year, especially having the same all-star like season that he's had from 2017, going from that first half having the most identical stats, and now injuring himself again. So we'll have to have that outfield group to really kind of make up for it. Hopefully Garrett will get back into it. Hopefully Frelick can kind of get up more a little bit in the home run category, and as well as Churio, he's doing amazing, so he's going to probably fill in that spot. But also we've had Hudson is on the 15-day IL as well. That's a big blow to the relievers. So Strinsky is on the 15-day IL. And as well as DL Hall is now in rehab. Still, he kind of came around in the rehab assignment with Devin, I believe. So he'll be back pretty shortly, I'd assume. And then today as well, Xavier Edwards hit for the cycle against us, and that is the second one in their franchise history, along with Luis Arias. So that was kind of sad to see, but it didn't matter. Other than that, we got to go into some trades here.
Yeah, we do.
So, the weirdest trade I believe we were going to go over.
Yeah. I honestly believe the weirdest trade right now has been the Randy Arozarena. I think I'm saying that right, to Seattle, where Seattle's literally like their offense has just been terrible lately, and Rosarena wasn't really hitting the ball that well. He only has like a 211 average right now, so I don't think that's gonna help like at all, to be honest. It might be a little bit of a locker room move, but and in all honesty, I don't think they're gonna do anything with this. I just that was one team I was expecting not to make any moves. To be honest, like I feel like they would have been sellers at this point because they've just been on the decline ever like for the last couple of weeks now, and it's just not looking good for them. But maybe I mean, what do I know? Like I'm just some guy with a podcast, you know. Like maybe it'll help, but I don't see it clearly helping because Houston's already taken lead of that division, and they don't look like they're holding back on it. And unfortunately, but what was your selection for the weirdest trade so far?
I said Christopher Morel to the Rays for Paredes, which was in the middle of a Cubs game as well. So Morel had to kind of hug all of his players and then leave during the middle of his game. I mean, I don't understand why the Cubs would get rid of Morel, but at the same time, it's not that big of a deal. But
the Cubs already came out and said they're going to be sellers, but then they're trying to buy Paredes, who's been having a good year. I know because I have him on fantasy, and like I feel like honestly, the Rays and the Cubs are basically the same team this
Pretty
year.
much.
Like they haven't really done much, and they're both sellers. But like, this doesn't make sense at all. I
No.
really don't see this working out at all either. To be honest,
I mean,
I
Paredes will probably be good on the Cubs, but it won't really impact their position in the NL Central. I
yeah, it's like
mean,
that. It's like that trade they made last year for Caliendro or whatever his name was from
oh,
Cincinnati. Like, I mean, I'll take the Cubs being like morons, to be honest, but
I mean, Craig
I just
Counsell, what do you
don't.
expect?
I know, right? It just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense.
No,
Um, One trade that the Yankees have made so far this year is trading for Jazz Chisholm Jr. out of Miami. Which at first I was like, all right, woohoo! I don't think this is going to work either. But after looking at his stats, he he's got okay. He's got decent stats for a team that hasn't really been good this year. He's got 13 home runs, 50 RBIs, 22 stolen bases, 249 average, 730 OBS, and 323 on base percentage. So it's not terrible.
no,
You can hit lefties a little bit better than you can righties. It's only like a .010 average better, but still that's better than righties.
yeah,
And Yankees need left-handing. I Yankees need hitting against left-handed pitchers like it was yesterday.
yeah.
So we Yankees gave up their 20th prospect catcher Augustin Ramirez, 19th ranked prospect infielder Jared Serna, and infielder Abraham Ramirez. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like seeing Augustin Ramirez at least go because he was going to be our next big thing. I believe behind Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez. He's been killing it this year in Somerset Double A. He's had 20 home runs, 69 RBIs, 862 OPS, a 269 average, and 18 stolen bases. I'm gonna hate seeing that go. To be honest,
Mhm.
I'm part of this like Facebook group for the Yankees, and everybody's claiming like this guy was gonna be the next big thing. Blah blah blah. Like I hate to see this, to be honest. I mean, we'll see if Jazz actually works for us, and I feel like it honestly might because he can move around in the infield besides third base, but he can play center field as well.
Yeah.
So that would definitely help if Judge needs a day off or like you can DH and he can be out in center. We can get rid of Grisham finally, or Jamani Jones. Like they haven't really done anything this year. Grisham with a couple big home runs. That's really it.
Yeah.
But like I said, seeing Ramirez go kind of hurts because he was going to be behind Austin Wells. I feel like he was going to be a good duo behind the dish.
Yeah.
Trevino, I don't really see coming back. Really, we'll see how long he lasts, but he's still injured right now. I think I haven't really seen his name pop up in a while. So. And yeah, so with a little bit of Yankee news, we got swept by the Mets this year, which is great. I love it. That's sarcasm if you couldn't tell. It, we're 3-5 since the All-Star break, which is not what we needed. We split with Tampa those 4 games, and then lost 2 to the Mets, and which we lost all 4 games to the Mets this year, which sucks. We did bounce back against the Red Sox yesterday, and honestly, the game of the year. I believe it was like 3 hours and 25 minutes long, and went into 10 innings, and there was 5 ties in that inning. It was like we took the lead 3-0 in the first with back-to-back homers from Judge and Soto, and then the Red Sox took like basically tied it up right away in bottom of the first. So it was 3-3, then it was 4-4, then it was 5-5. 6-6, and then 8-8 at one point. This game was just up and down, up and down, up and down. And then eventually we came through with the Gleyber Torres double in the top of the 10th to make it 11-8. Austin Wells also had a sacrifice fly to begin that 10th frame. So I'll take the win, honestly, but we'll see if that even does anything. We still have a game tonight against Boston on ESPN, so we'll see if that helps. I'm just glad Judge is still on fire. Like he hasn't really slowed down. He's 11 for 27 since the All Star break with 3 home runs, 407 average. He scored 7 runs, 10 RBIs. Like that's basically an RBI a game. He hit some moon shots so far this series against Boston, which is really nice to see. Um, but in sad news, we have the Phillies next, starting tomorrow. I'm not happy about that. I'm really not happy about that because if we win tonight, yes, there'll be a great boost. But I feel like we're just going to get shot right back down tomorrow to reality, and I could see a sweep. To be honest, our starting pitching has been terrible lately, especially Nestor Cortez and Marcus Stroman. How I feel about Nestor Cortez is how you feel about Freddie Peralta, to be completely honest. And
Yep.
I'm tired of him. I loved him for a couple of years. It was great having him for a while, but I think he should be traded too, to be honest. It he sucks. His last couple of games has just been terrible, and he was just giving up hit after hit after hit against Boston on Friday. It was just ugh. And then Stroman's lucky we won the game yesterday because he looked just as bad. And so I don't know where this team is going, to be honest. There's talks of Peter Fairbanks from Tampa being traded to the Yankees, which would be pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie, we do need some reliever help since Clay Holmes hasn't really been that good at all ever since really his first blown save.
Yeah.
He did have a save last night, which is nice. Like I honestly turned the game off when I saw him warming up in the bullpen. I was like, nope, I'm done. This game's gonna be over. But I was proven wrong. I can't believe it. But yeah, he lost us the game on Friday, of course, and he just hasn't looked good. I cannot believe he was an All-Star this year.
Yeah.
I that was stupid. I know he had those first 15 games where he didn't allow a single run, but he was going to eventually come down to earth, and Yankees need to do something. Still need to make a big splash right now. We're 11 and 23 in the last 34 games. That's terrible. We were 50 and 22 at one point. This team should easily be have at least 70 wins. I feel like it's getting ridiculous. It's getting really ridiculous.
Yeah.
And if this season continues the way it's gonna be, I don't know. I think Boone should be fired. I thought Boone should be fired after last year, to be completely honest. But I just want this team to be good again. It sucks not being good. It's the same story every year. We start off hot, then we suck. Start off hot, and then we suck. I thought this year was going to be the year because, like I said, we were 50 and 22 with the first 72 games. I've never seen that before. Besides the 2001 Mariners. That's what reminisce of. It's just not looking good. So we'll see after these next coming up games if we can actually do something with it. If Jazz Chisholm actually will help, and after the trade deadline, who else we pick up, and well, we'll just have to see it. But it's a waiting game, obviously. So,
which I think Jazz is going to be a great fit for you guys. Just like the Mariners trade for help me out here.
Rosarina?
Rosarina, there we go.
Okay.
I'm blanking there. Especially for that trade. I think they just need a new scenery. Maybe that'll just be the one that kind of helps them to get back to their old self. But I think Jazz is going to fit really well with your team. He's got great speed. He's got good contact. Great fielding, especially that last game that he had in the Marlins, where he had that diving catch.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think he'll be great, but we also have to see how it goes. Of course, it's a game about
Yeah, he's got what the kids say, aura around him. So,
he was a cover athlete a couple of years ago. So
yeah.
Also, I wanted to go over just some news outside of in-game baseball or live baseball. Not exactly, but Prince Fielder's son was signed by the Brewers. That was
Really?
Jaden Fielder. Yes.
All right.
Yes. So I believe he was 18 or 19 when they signed him.
Oh wow,
But that was a really nice signing to see.
nostalgic.
Yeah, I mean, his father was even saying his son might be better than him and his father, Cecil.
Oh
So
wow, that'd
I'm
be
hoping
nice.
he's wrong.
I know, right?
I
I
would love
loved
to
watching
see.
Prince Fielder growing up. Oh my
I
gosh,
would
he was my
love to
favorite player.
see. I would love to see another fielder just absolutely rake on the Brewers.
Hmm.
Uh, and then speaking of also nostalgia, Braun today was inducted in the Walk of Fame. So I had to wear my jersey today.
Ugh.
Uh, come on! You can't
No,
hate Braun. You can't hate him.
no. He's a liar and a cheater. A liar and a cheater, man.
I loved Braun. I loved him. I loved him as a kid. So I can't hate him even after that scandal that happened. I mean, he stuck with us his whole career. So and he had a damn good career. So, um, but other than that, all I had was just a little go over of the Olympics so far. If you haven't already noticed, the Olympics started. Um, and we've covered a little bit about Giannis and his stat lines against the past two little trial games to get into the Olympics. So he was the flag bearer for Greece during the ceremony, the first black Greek to wave the flag during the opening ceremony. Um, and he had his first game against Canada, which was against Shai Gilgeous, the other MVP candidate, and he dropped 34 points in a heartbreaking loss against Canada. So, I mean, he put up a great game. Shai Gilgeous got in it with one of his players during that game, so there's a little bit of a scuffle. As well as Jamal Murray was on that team. I don't believe he had as impactful of a stat line compared to the other players, but other than that, we also had Team USA had their first game against Serbia today in a big win, 110-84 win against Jokic's Serbian team. Katie had 23 points. Braun, I believe, had around 20 points. Jokic had 20 points on his side. So they got it started so far for the USA basketball. I'm hoping they'll win it, but in my heart, I'm hoping Giannis's Greece team can actually make it really far and
Yeah, we'll
somehow
see about that. He's
beat
really
the
the only good
competition.
player on their team, to be honest.
So I say everyone was saying how it was a 1v5 against that freaking Canada team.
Yeah,
I mean, it's hard to go up against Shai Gilgeous though. He's a
yeah.
amazing player, especially on that OKC team. It's going to be a big season next season, I think, for the NBA.
Oh yeah.
But
Could
um,
I just point out one thing?
yeah,
I cannot stand that Joel Embiid is on Team USA. I was
I
watching him
I
earlier.
yep
He just
yep.
looks awful. He should not be starting in the starting
Yep.
lineup right now. It's as a Knick fan, I hate seeing it right now. Like I cannot stand that guy. Oh my god,
I'm with you. I
the way
mean,
that he plays is just like get off. Like just go away. I hate you. I hate
he's
you.
been flopping so much. Even there was even recordings of him in the scrimmages against I think the college like USA team where he was
Oh, the select
flopping.
team.
Yeah, where he was flopping on those kids. Like why?
Yeah, seriously, I cannot believe he's on this team. I really can't. Jalen Brown should have definitely been on it instead of him,
I
and
mean, it was a
honestly, Derek White too. But
yeah. I mean, it was a backstab to his home country too that he opted out for because he's a U.S. citizen now.
yeah,
I mean,
I
Giannis
I
would never do that.
I know, right? I hear all the boos whenever he gets the ball, and it's well deserved. Well deserved.
Yeah, I mean, it, especially because he hasn't really done that amazing in the tournament. I feel like I haven't seen him
No,
drop really big numbers.
no, no.
Uh, so it's
He hasn't. I know he's got MVPs in the NBA, but
yeah.
he's literally the Dak Prescott of the NBA. Honestly, like I mean,
I
he
mean,
doesn't do
Europe.
anything.
No,
Like he hasn't
European
gone past the
basketball.
second round. He's only had a
It's
couple of MVPs, which is ooh, whoop de doo. He couldn't beat Atlanta Hawks team in 2021. Come on, really? You couldn't beat Atlanta in 2021? I'm glad you didn't because
no.
we could. or the Bucks at least, not New York. But it'll be our time soon. Don't worry. But yeah, I cannot stand he's on this team. I really can't. I hate whenever he's on the floor, and I just I just want to bench him for one game and just to show him how sucky he is. You know.
Yeah, I mean, European basketball is definitely a different type of league. I feel like the rules are a lot better there.
Oh yeah,
Um,
no defensive 3 second. Anthony
no,
Davis can literally just go like this if you wanted
yeah,
to. You know. I love
like,
Anthony Davis has been pretty nice. I
yeah,
love watching him. Like
yeah,
I wish he wasn't a Laker right now to be honest.
no,
Like I would
there's,
love him, but yeah, honestly everyone around the team except for Embiid I've enjoyed.
yeah,
Anthony Edwards had a couple good defensive plays in the first quarter. That's all I got to watch earlier today, but this team looks good. I think this team could win it all.
yeah. I'm right with you there. I think they could go back and get their gold again and be the Redeem Team 2.0.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I'm
And
rooting for
I love their confidence too. I think it was Curry who said was asked like, who are you excited to see? You know, it's like whoever we play in the gold championship. Like,
them.
I love that confidence.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
I think we have the best team right now. Like
Yeah,
that's hands down. We got LeBron, Steph, KD, Devin Booker looked really good this earlier today. Then you got Tyrese on the bench, and
yeah.
Edwards on the bench. Like we're deep.
We have a deep rotation.
We're
Like
deep.
it's
Drew Holiday. Like it's
he's been big. He has
good
been
luck.
so big for that freaking offensive or that starting lineup.
Mm-hmm.
It's oh my god. His his impact and people were even like saying that they shouldn't start Drew Holiday, which is absurd because his defense is amazing. It's the one of the biggest impacts for the Celtics. That's why they won it for Christ's sakes.
That's why the
And his
Bucks won it
off
too.
yeah. I mean his offense has been also amazing for the Celtics too. It's it's just yeah. I just wish they would do Curry and Drew, which I think they've been doing that. I haven't really
They
watched the games.
at least today they did.
Yes. So that's big to have, especially with that 3 point offense and that defense to have is I mean, if this team was in the NBA, they'd be winning freaking 5 straight
Oh
before
yeah,
their contracts.
undefeated, never lost.
82-0 to then a 16-0 freaking postseason. Like
Yep.
easy.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think that's all I got for basketball news. I just want to go click over that. I didn't really hear much about Bucks or anything else in that
No,
area.
Knicks haven't really done anything. Bucks haven't done anything. So it's that kind of time of year where we're getting ready for training camp for them. But
I'll say it's Olympic basketball going on too. Takes a big chunk out of everything. So
yeah, the schedule hasn't come out yet, right?
for NBA, no, I don't think so.
I hope it comes out soon because I'm circling Bucks Knicks on my calendar. I'm going. I'm going. I need to see this Knicks team this year.
Actually, I will say I'm quick note for football. Badger football.
Yes.
The student tickets are all sold out. It was like day one they got sold out, of
Yeah.
course.
31 straight years of that.
Yep. I mean, it's Wisconsin. The kids are
Yeah.
gonna go crazy there, especially now. I'm sure this is why, but alcohol is allowed at Camp Randall, so
Err.
they're gonna be selling it at Camp Randall. This is gonna be a massive year. I don't know how this crowd is gonna be with
It's gonna be
alcohol in the
rowdy.
system.
Oh
Oh
my
my
god.
god! I mean, of course they're gonna ID at the stadiums and whatnot, but
Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna be. Oh Jesus!
Yeah.
Especially come jump around time.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Expect a couple people to puke.
yeah. I mean, it's perfect season to start it, especially with Bama on the freaking schedule, and I think
Hmm.
USC, and then a couple of the new incoming Big Ten like UCLA. I mean, it's gonna be a fun season. It's gonna be an amazing season. We got a good quarterback. I
I
think
think
he's
so. Yeah.
underrated. The whole offense, the whole defense, it looks great with Fickle. I mean, Badger football's back.
Yeah. I think so. I think so too. Obviously, I don't think we're gonna win it all, but I'm
No.
pretty sure we'll make a decent bowl game.
Yeah, I'm just hoping our streak
Not
continues.
just like random like toilet bowl from Taco Bell, you know. But
The Pop Tart Bowl.
yeah, Duke
I'm
Mayo
hoping.
Bowl.
I'm hoping we continue our streak though for bowl games. That's been a lot of
Yeah,
fun.
that should be easy. That should
Yeah.
be easy.
That and keeping the Paul Bunyan axe, and I'm happy.
Hmm.
And I couldn't care less about the other ones. As long as we have the Paul Bunyan axe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Um, but yeah, that's all I had to go over. So, anything by
Yeah.
you?
I think I covered everything I wanted to today. Yeah.
All right, perfect.
Yeah. Well, I
Well,
hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I believe this is our fifth episode already. I can't believe how quick this is going. But we're having fun, like I keep saying every time. But if you guys could, just remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram. Sorry, we haven't been posting that much on it lately, but it gets a lot when there's two teams to cover and they both play at the same time, basically, and it's a lot. We'll try to get it back soon, but we'll see. Maybe for like the final rounds of the Olympic basketball we'll cover, and like
yeah,
we'll see.
yeah.
But try to take it one step at a time. We're not there yet. We know that, but we're trying. So hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys next episode.
All right, thanks so much. See you guys.